Yaksi Gozen has got to be the most mind-blowing, heart-racing, jaw-dropping episode in all of season 6. Like, no joke, this episode deserves a solid 10 out of 10, maybe even higher. It was perfection from start to finish, and I'm still trying to recover from how epic it was. There was just so much packed into this one episode. We finally got to see Lila's transformation, and her villain design, pure evil brilliance. Her entire look screamed serpent energy. The designers absolutely nailed it, especially the massive head. She literally embodied a serpent. It was too perfect for her character, chilling and fascinating at the same time. And the plot reveals? I'm still screaming. We finally got answers about what really went down after the finale of season 5. Everything, from how Lila left her lair to how she managed to sneak into Gabriel's mansion that night, suddenly made sense. I never thought someone was helping her, and I never in a million years thought it was Mrs. Tsurugi behind it all. Like, what? That twist blew my mind. It turns out Mrs. Tsurugi had probably been planning this all along. Suspecting Gabriel might betray her, so she secretly started working with Lila. And that whole thing with her accidentally dropping her suitcase? That wasn't an accident at all. It was part of the plan. Lila was waiting. Everything was calculated. And don't even get me started on how Lila managed to crack the Tsurugi code. The same one even Max, literal genius Max, couldn't break. At first I was like, how in the world did she do that? But now it makes perfect sense. Mrs. Tsurugi must have given her the code herself. That's how Lila gained access to the mansion. The secrets revealed in this episode were absolutely massive. We finally learned that Gabriel Agreste and Mrs. Tsurugi had been secretly working together as part of a hidden council. Their shared mission was to capture the Ladybug and Cat Miraculous, so the council could use them to make a powerful wish for the kingdom. However, Gabriel had his own agenda. His true goal wasn't about the council at all. He wanted the Miraculouses to resurrect his late wife, Emily. Since capturing Ladybug and Cat Noir had proven nearly impossible, he turned to Mrs. Tsurugi for help. That's when the real truth came out. Mrs. Tsurugi refused to handle the Peacock Miraculous because of the terrible price she had already paid for using it. The cost of having Kagami was her sight. So Gabriel made her a dark offer. If she helped him capture the Miraculouses, they could both make a wish. He would bring back his wife, and she would regain her vision. However, Mrs. Tsurugi didn't trust him easily. The only way she would agree to the deal was if Gabriel promised that Adrian would one day become Kagami's partner. Having suffered countless heartbreaks from men, she wanted to ensure Kagami would never go through the same pain. She wanted her daughter to have a loyal, obedient Prince Charming. The most shocking revelation in all of this was that Mrs. Tsurugi can actually see. The moment Lila interrupted her thoughts, Mrs. Tsurugi blinked, and her pupils shifted directly toward Lila. She was looking right at her, eye to eye. That single moment confirmed it. She's not blind at all. Apparently, she used her advanced technological skills to restore her vision. So the question is, why keep pretending she's blind? It's obvious she can see everything, including Kagami. And judging by Lila's reaction, she knows it too. That scene was jaw-dropping. I couldn't believe it. Mrs. Tsurugi's blindness isn't the issue anymore. Her real focus now is on controlling Kagami's future. She's determined to have her daughter marry someone she can manipulate, and Felix clearly isn't an option. Another thing that completely puzzled me was when Lila called Mrs. Tsurugi mother. How on earth is Mrs. Tsurugi her mom? It sounded totally absurd. But knowing Lila, it's probably just another one of her manipulative tactics. She has this strange habit of collecting mothers wherever she goes. I don't actually think they're related by blood. They're just working together to fulfill their different selfish desires. Another clear reason Lila isn't Mrs. Tsurugi's daughter is the line where Mrs. Tsurugi says, "How do I know you won't go back on your word?" which clearly shows Lila has betrayed her before. After Mrs. Tsurugi gave Lila access to Gabriel Agreste's mansion, trusting her with the mission to retrieve the Ladybug and Cat Miraculouses, Lila went rogue. Instead of handing them over, she used them to make a wish for herself, aiming for Ladybug's downfall. This proving they're not family, just two manipulative allies using each other for their own gain. So Lila comes up with a cunning plan to recover the Ladybug and Cat Miraculouses. Her idea? Capture Felix, steal his signet ring, the one containing his amok, and replace it with a fake. That way, they could secretly control him and use him as a spy to gather information about Ladybug and Cat Noir's true identities. It's classic Lila, clever, deceptive, and always several steps ahead. Honestly, I can't even blame Mrs. Tsurugi for choosing Lila as her ally, because let's face it, Gabriel completely messed up. She was absolutely right when she said he was just playing supervillain instead of staying focused on the real mission. A perfect example was during the Time Bureau incident, when he had the chance to give Emily the flash drive that could have changed everything. He blew it by chasing a stupid box. It was such a foolish move, and it showed just how distracted he had become. So when Mrs. Tsurugi decided that Gabriel was no longer reliable, she wasn't wrong. Teaming up with Lila was actually one of her smartest decisions. Lila may be manipulative, but she's sharp, strategic, and laser-focused on getting results. Exactly the kind of ally Mrs. Tsurugi needed. Now, let's talk about my favorite couple, Felix and Kagami. Honestly, those two are just brilliant. They were thinking several steps ahead, aware of the danger that anyone could try to control them using their rings. I'm pretty sure it was Felix who came up with the idea to hide their rings somewhere safe. Between Lila, Felix, and Marinette, I'd say Felix is the smartest, then Marinette, and finally Lila. That guy's mind works like a chess master's. Apparently, Felix and Kagami decided to entrust their rings to Marinette for safekeeping, planning to hide them inside her yo-yo, which was definitely the safest place possible. But of course, just when everything was about to go smoothly, Adrien showed up, at the worst possible time, with a ridiculous gift. His sudden appearance completely threw them off, and in the confusion, the rings got mixed up. Adrien found them, and not realizing their importance, started using them for magic tricks. Felix didn't find it funny at all, but you can't blame Adrien when everyone keeps hiding the truth from him. If only they had explained how serious it was that those rings were literally their life source, maybe Adrien would have understood. In the middle of all the chaos, Kagami's ring somehow ended up with Felix, and that was exactly when Mrs. Tsurugi decided to strike. As per the plan, she captured Felix, giving Lila the chance to take his ring, but everything fell apart. Lila quickly realizes that the ring Felix had wasn't his at all. It was Kagami's, and capturing Kagami to recover Felix's ring was just impossible. When Lila saw the confusion, she understood that the mission had failed. To cover it up, Mrs. Tsurugi pretended to feel remorse and acted as though she'd broken free from the akumatization and Lila's control. She put on her usual calm, sympathetic face, as if she'd suddenly changed for the better. But of course, we all know it's just another act. Hopefully Felix will eventually realize that his future mother-in-law is far from genuine. The episode closed with a major twist. Now that the diamond, Gabriel Agreste, is dead, the Secret Council decided to appoint a new diamond to lead their mission. And that new leader is none other than Lila. And that's it, guys. Fantastic episode. Please like and follow. Until next time.